In today's video, I am going to show you one of my best games. I played not just one, not two, but three brilliant moves. Let's jump right into it. This game happened in 2013 in the World Youth Championships Girls Under 14. I was playing with the black pieces against Maggie Feng, and she is a chess player from the United States of America. And yeah, this tournament was held in United Arab Emirates. It was really awesome to be able to play there, be there, but let's take a look how this game went. You do not want to miss this absolute gem. So the game started with e4, e6, my typical French. She played d4, I played d5, and she took on d5. This is called the exchange French. Typically, those that play the French opening dislike this opening a lot because it's very boring, there's not much going on. But I'd like to believe that this opening gives a lot of opportunities, even though it can be pretty boring and dry. I also feel like the stronger player typically wins. And yeah, I'd like to believe I'm the stronger player, right? If my opponent is pretty strong, stronger than me, then I'm okay with a draw, of course. So my opponent plays knight c3. Typically, I go for moves like c4 to make it a bit more exciting, but this is obviously also possible. Simple developing move. Knight f6, bishop g5, bishop e7. Of course, I don't want to deal with this pin. Bishop d3 is what she played. h6, bishop f4, c6, all very normal developing moves. Here I played c6 for the reason that I don't want to deal with any sort of knight b5. So yeah, why not play c6, right? So she played knight ge2, which is different from the traditional way of developing your pieces. Typically, the knight goes to f3, but here it goes to e2 with the idea that it either jumps to g3 or f4. So once this bishop leaves, you can jump to f4 and it can be pretty active there. I play short castle because, yeah, why not? My opponent plays queen d2, and this is basically already saying that, you know, I'm preparing a long castle. I'm preparing a kingside attack, so yeah, the king doesn't really belong here, or at least not on the king side. There's still a chance that my opponent decides to go for short castle, but queen d2 is pretty much an indicator that the king will probably go to the queen side, and yeah, maybe preparing even a move like bishop takes h6. You gotta be careful for such moves. I was like, I am enjoying this a lot. You can go to the queen side because I'm going with b5. Show me what you got. Knight g3 is what she played, and I play rook e8. Rook e8 was with the idea, of course, that I'm threatening to play bishop d6, check, bishop c5, because this rook is eyeing directly towards the king. So this is basically asking my opponent, where do you go? Where do you want to go? You want to go to the king side, play short castle, or do you want to go to the queen side? Or maybe play bon cloud, that's also possible. Anyways, she went for long castle. And I was really happy with this, of course. I mean, I'm already ready with my attack. My pawn is on b5, let's go for it. So I play b4, she goes to e2 with her knight, and I'm going for it, a5. She plays f3, potentially stopping any sort of knight e4, preparing to play g4 after the knight has moved. So I am ready to play a4. Let's go. Knight f5, I don't care, I'll just take that knight. Bishop takes, and here b3. I am just going to explode this entire queen side. I want to destroy it, expose the king as much as possible, so here we go. She took with the c pawn on b3. I take back, and she played move a3, which is really logical considering the fact that this rook on a8 is pretty annoying to deal with. So you want to shut down this a file as much as possible. If she takes on b3, of course, I mean, it may be okay, but it's not really nice to deal with rook a1 check and this knight coming to b4. It looks just overall pretty terrible. So a3 makes a lot of sense in that regard. I go knight e6 anyways. I have to develop the knight, and I am seeing some potential here. g4, knight d7. I'm simply stepping out of, you know, any sort of g5. Seems pretty annoying to me. She plays knight g3, knight b6, and here we go. Here we go. The knights are ready to jump into the queen side. My opponent played bishop d3. I play knight c4 because why not? Bishop takes c4, d takes c4, and here my opponent plays knight f5, and here is the first brilliancy. Pause to solve if you want to, because this position is quite a mess for white, and There are not a lot of ways to deal with it, but I found the one way how to deal with this position, and it is stunning. The move that I played here is the move bishop to b4. Double axe clamp, an amazing move, because it may appear that, the pawn can simply capture that, right? You can just capture on b4. What's up with that? We'll get to that in a moment, because that's what happened in the game. What if you just step out of it? Let's just first discuss that before we continue, because you may think, okay, maybe this is a little bit dangerous for whatever reason. What if the queen simply leaves? Then I could have played a move like c3, and this queen side is completely blowing up. This king will be super exposed. My pieces are all ready and set to attack, so that doesn't really look so great. So going back to this position, my opponent actually played the move a takes b4, which makes perfect sense. I mean, you see a bishop hanging, you take it, and it doesn't really look like there's better alternatives. And here is the second brilliancy, everyone. Pause to solve if you haven't already. If you have already, great job. Amazing. There are a number of moves that work, but they all have the same sort of idea. I played the move knight c5. Boom! I am simply ignoring the fact that those pawns are controlling c5. They're not controlling that, because if one of the pawns captures the knight, there is checkmate on a1. This is maybe not so difficult, but the idea is still really cool, right? So of course, this is what my opponent saw. So she responded with the move queen c3. The move queen c3 gives my opponent a square to run to, the square d2. So of course, rook a1 check is not so ideal. The king will simply run away. So for that reason, I played the move rook e2. And yeah, this is once again reinforcing the threat, because rook a1 is once again threatening checkmate. My opponent tries to stop the checkmate with king b1. But here, the final brilliancy, the third brilliancy of the game, finish this game in a crushing way. What would you do here? Pause to solve. Let's see what happened. Rook a1 check. Boom! You're absolutely not defending that. I am sacrificing the rook. After king takes a1, I give a check on a8, king b1, queen a2 check, and after king c1, this is all forced. There is a checkmate. Boom! Absolute greatness. I'm so proud of this game. I mean, I deserve bragging rights, right? I deserve to brag about this game, because this game was phenomenal. 3 brilliancies, not caring about the fact that I'm down a rook, I'm down a bishop, my knight is, hanging there, but still alive. It's pretty much immune there, and I'm able to checkmate in such a fashionable way. I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to share more games of when I was younger, when I was actually good at the game of chess. Yes. Crazy that this game has almost been 10 years ago. Crazy. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you in the next one.